How's it going? How's it going? How's it going, everybody? It is Damien G. It is Terrell, and we are back with another Peacemaker review for Big Gold Belt Media. Thank you, everybody, for chiming in and giving us the discourse, in the comment section on our YouTube page. We love the engagement. We love to converse with everybody, especially when it comes to this show, which admittedly, sir, you know this, the first two episodes, I was really meh on. If we go back to our first three reviews or whatnot, I was very meh on this show. And I'll say it. This was probably the best episode for me that suits my personal taste of storyline character development with a whole bunch of F yeah moments. So this was definitely, as I said earlier before we came on, a whirling dervish of just stuff happening. So I want to get your initial reaction to watching this episode of Peacemaker.
I felt like my mouth was open the whole episode. It was, as we knew from the last episode, it was about to get real. Like a lot of stuff was happening, and they definitely delivered, but they savored just enough to leave you wanting more. But it was a really good episode, man. And like I said, it definitely wrapped up a lot of stuff and answered a lot of questions from the first two episodes.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the first things that popped into my brain, we see in a flashback how Peacemaker kills his brother. We didn't know. We just saw he had like the foaming mouth and that's how his brother died. Turns out they had a fighting ring, like a fight club, illegal backyard brawling amongst the Aryan nation. And Peacemaker.
Yeah, that seems like something they would do.
Yeah. I here's the funny thing. I watched that scene. I kept thinking, this is a part of America. Like legitimately, there are people that still do shit like this. And I kept thinking, wow, okay, this exists and this is real. It's not exaggerated for television. It's something that really does happen in certain states and towns. And we see him literally, Peacemaker, knock his brother the fuck out and knocked him so hard, he died.
Yeah, he had a seizure. It's kind of foaming at the mouth. Like, surprisingly, none of them were a doctor.
Go figure, right? Not one doctor in the house. Not one. Nobody thought it was a bad idea to have two prepubescent kids fighting in the backyard in some makeshift junkyard fight ring, like it was Def Jam Vendetta.
Well, but hey, clearly that wasn't the first time that they had done that before. They were ready to go. They knew what it was.
They knew what to do. If you watch the fight, like they're pacing it out, like they've done this before. They're trying to put on a show, and what winds up happening is that Peacemaker literally kills his brother, and his dad holds it against him. And now we know why officially, because in reality, it's not Peacemaker's fault he kills his brother. It's the fact that his dad put him in a damn fighting ring as a kid. And then we hear later in the episode when they have the confrontation, what the transgressions that Peacemaker did that his father really holds against them in some weird zealot sycophant sort of way. So that was interesting. I was amped up to see this cow in the beginning. I'm glad they held off on showing us what the cow looked like. And we'll get to that because God damn it, that cow. There's no loyalty amongst thieves. That's another thing I realized because everybody's reeling from the fact that Peacemaker's a wanted fugitive, realizing that the operation's been blown. Everyone's a butterfly now. So that Mern winds up dying. They kill Mern and his butterfly in a really grotesque way. There's just crushed him, just straight up crushed the bug. The butterfly.
I think they were gonna go out like that, man.
Yeah, I thought there was gonna be a little bit of like, oh, it's my countryman, or my species friend, and it's like, nope. And then they ask her, "You killed him? What did you expect me to do? He was a warrior. Like, what do you expect me to do?"
He knew what it was.
He knew what this is about. Like, it reminded me of Zod versus Kal-El. It's what did you expect him to do? Zod was gonna kill Kal-El anyway, so there you go. just straight up killed him, and then we get an appearance by Judo Master, which I thought was a nice little change of pace just to see him whoop those two dudes' ass outside the convenience store.
Oh, yeah. That was ridiculous.
That made me happy. I'm like, yes, kick his fucking ass because they called him a leprechaun. And I'm thinking...
He could have just took the car, though. I feel like that was completely unnecessary.
Of course, but it's Judo Master because he probably has a Napoleonic complex for being so tiny. He's probably heard his whole life, you can't do nothing because you look like a child. So he literally put a guy's face through the car window, and then did the whole throat like, and then my man could not breathe. So
And
I
took
know
their
where.
hot Cheetos.
Okay, I don't. Aside, I don't understand the obsession with flaming hot Cheetos. I've never understood it. All the youth I've worked with, I don't understand why they like flaming hot Cheetos.
I'm
Maybe
not a
I'm just
fan.
the old guy.
Like,
I'm not a fan, man.
I personally feel like they're so hot that it doesn't have taste.
Right.
Like it's not good.
The taste is
It's not
just
good.
burning your ass. That's the taste.
Right.
Burn your insides.
I can't do it.
Flaming hot antacid. How about that? So White Dragon and company find Peacemaker, and they find Economist, and they find Vigilante, trying to find the cow. And oh, Vigilante, you fucking lovable asshole. I straight up thought he blew himself up.
I thought that's what was going on too, but apparently he just did like a whole Batman smoke trick. But it excuse me, it did hit him a bit.
Right. And the first words out my mouth were, this motherfucker killed himself, like on some sacrificial shit, And it was obviously used as a means of diversion to get Peacemaker, over to where he needs to be, to hide with Economos in the forest, because the helmets were bugged. So basically, Dad's able to track down Son. Hilarity ensues, as I like to say, with the cat and mouse game, where they have the genius idea to put the helmets on a raccoon, and then you see Peacemaker scratched up, because he's like, yeah, here's a bright idea. Let's grab a raccoon, a wild rabid raccoon, and it's gonna be like, what the fuck? So,
I thought they were just gonna put it on. I thought they were just gonna put it on Eagly, man, and just have him fly around with it. I feel like that would have made more.
That would have been an easier thing, but I
probably would have been too heavy.
It would have been too heavy for him to fly, and I don't know how eagles waddle, so I don't know how fast they waddle with all that helmet. But they put it on. They put it on the raccoon, and it throws them off for a little while. We had another appearance of Eagly hugging Peacemaker, which I thought was such a heartwarming moment, and I knew he was going to go for the phone. Like, I immediately knew he was going to go for the phone. And let me just preface, audience, the reason why they have to take Eagly to a vet here is because during the fight between White Dragon, the Aryan Nation, Peacemaker, Economos, and Vigilante, my man White Dragon punched Eagly. He knocked him the F out also. And I'm thinking, that man cold-cocked a bird. Look, just ham sandwich a bird.
His dad had saw that? No feelings, like, whatsoever, man. Like,
it's like, bang, and then Eagly just dropped like Apollo after Drago knocked him the hell out, knocked him to death. Just fell out. And you hear Peacemaker say, "I'm gonna kill you," and I'm thinking, yeah, you better kill that motherfucker for killing Eagly, because I thought Eagly died right then and there too. Because I'm thinking
that would have been it for me. That would have been my last episode.
Yep. I was like, they're gonna shoot Eagly. It's gonna go down. But we get the comeuppance of White Dragon. First off, Economos just laying waste to all the Aryan Nation. Like, I thought that was cool. I'm like, go ahead, John. Go ahead. Earn your stripes.
It's okay to kill people if they're racist, right? Like, it's
supposedly. There's some loose interpretations on who to kill in this series, but there's lines against duct tape. We find apparently we find out.
But seeing his dad come out with the White Dragon Iron Man armor, he did. I mean, with the
bootleg 10 rings of power kind of thing.
I'm like, is his dad just like this smart? To be this racist guy, or does he like buy his tech on the black market? Because I just can't see him having the ability. Most supervillains do. They're super smart, but they just don't apply it the right way, right?
Right.
I just can't see him having the ability to do all this, and this is what he chooses to do. He used to be a racist asshole and be a terrible
who just happens
father.
to be a supervillain,
right? Who retired?
So think about like I tell who was I thinking? I was thinking Iron Man crossed with Hank Pym, but just happens to be racist and evil.
And I hate to say it, but the costume did look dope. You know what I mean?
It did. You're going to see a lot of people at conventions rocking a White Dragon costume, but I'm going to have a little bit of a head tilt when I see it.
Come on, brother. Like,
I'm going to be like, bruh, why are you wearing that?
You got to leave.
Yeah, like at a con, like, yo, it's a cool costume on the set. I don't think I want to see it at at a
Nah,
convention.
you
We
gotta
we gonna
retire
feel some
that.
type of way.
Yeah.
We gonna feel some type of way.
I know last episode we talked about the idea of Walla's daughter, her wife,
Yes.
possibly being a plant, and they get
Right.
into it in this episode because they talk everybody. Harcourt finds out that she's her daughter. Murr already knows, of course.
Yeah, Murr already knew. He didn't care.
And she was the spy that was supposed to see what they were doing, because of course they couldn't be trusted after the whole incident.
With
When
the
the
Suicide
Suicide Squad movie. And so I guess they still haven't revealed it yet in this episode, but I do still believe that Waller has plans on plans on plans. You know what I mean? And I do believe that her wife was playing the deep game, but they haven't revealed it yet. So
I'm still holding on to that theory because it just made so much sense that she's never done this work before. She admits it. I think she was a vet or taking care, working in an animal shelter. So she goes from working in an animal shelter to straight up having to shoot and electrocute people. And by the way, that fight scene with Harcourt and Judo Master was badass.
It's nice to see her skills a little bit more. You know what I mean? Because I feel like she really hasn't had too many moments in the show. Like she shot people,
except in the bar.
Oh yeah. That was like episode 1.
Yeah, 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a minute. So
let me ask you real quick about Harcourt's abilities. Did you feel like, and I'm going to take the fact that she's the actress is James Gunn's fiance, partner, what have you. I'm going to take that out the equation. Do you feel the way that Harcourt is being portrayed was a little too Black Widow-y for your liking?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm really not getting that vibe at all. Not really getting that whole Natasha thing and the whole Red Room. And are you mean like as far as fighting style, or just
just all of a sudden she's this much of a badass to be able to go toe to toe with Judo Master? Like
no, because just in the DC universe alone, there's like a ton of like female, people that are able to that are on par with that type of fighting,
hand-to-hand fighting combat.
Right. But like, no, I don't think that they were reaching for a Black Widow thing at all. Natasha's a little bit more nicer.
I mean, I should preface for the audience. What I mean by that is they tried to make Harcourt seem like she's this Black Widow-y type of fighter, and like she could hold her own against people. Like I can understand Black Canary, or anyone else that was trained by Wildcat, things like that, But we don't know her history, so we don't know.
Well, I think she says earlier on that she was never supposed to. She was supposed to, be in the field or whatever. Right. And she kind of got sidelined with the type of work that she was doing, and now she's doing something else that, So they all came into this with like particular skills. They all have the capability of doing it. But like I said, I still think she's had as many moments as everybody else in the show. You know what I mean? Like she's supposed to be the one that was supposed to snipe the family in that one episode.
True.
Butterfly, yeah. So we really haven't got a lot of moments.
Well, that's a good point. I just go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just glad that they did take the time to really show what she can do, because that was a really good fight. I really like how they choreographed.
It was well done.
Yeah.
But I think for me, just seeing I know you mentioned this in our Facebook chat. You said character development. So right when Peacemaker and his father are having this standoff, he's the what's his face? Damn it. Vigilante deactivates the suit, comes out of nowhere like another surprise motherfucker, and deactivates the suit after Economos wastes all the Aryan Nation with his machine gun. So good job, guys. And then we get the one-on-one between Peacemaker and his dad, and he's just wailing on him, just wailing, saying, "You're the reason, he died. You're the reason my brother died. You're I hate you for me believing in you. I hate me for believing in you and standing up for you." And then we get that moment of truth.
Right. Are you going to kill him?
Me either. I thought Vigilante was going to do it.
I also thought that. I'm like, all right, the bullet's going to come, because that's like the typical thing, right? Like that's always that person can't do it, so somebody else shoots him. You know what I mean?
Well, think about back in episode 1 or 2 when Peacemaker couldn't pull the trigger. Vigilante pulled the trigger on those butterfly politicians and the
shot the kids and everything.
So I was over here thinking Vigilante's going to do it because, Peacemaker's thinking, I'm not going to kill my dad. But basically he keeps saying, you're a pussy, all these other like epithets he's throwing at him because we freaking hate White Dragon, that character. Right. Good job, Robert Patrick. We fucking hate your character. It just puts it right between the eyes. Bam. And I screamed out, oh shit. at my apartment, and I'm watching this in real time, and I did the whole Kevin McAllister, like, yo, he killed his dad. And good riddance. Good riddance. So what do you think in that moment?
I thought it was really, like I said, it was really good. I said when I posted character development, I meant like that just changed a whole lot for that character, and it was a lot to deal with within seconds. Because like I said, we've not that we see him idolize him, but like this kind of standoff relationship he had with his father, like when he came back to the house and him kind of stepping on eggshells around him and like trying to impress him and do this, that, the third, and he's nothing he would have did was gonna, his father just wasn't
change that.
Yeah. But man, that whole fight was tense. You know what I mean? It was, he legitly, like you say, his father was trying to kill him. He was trying to kill him. I mean, this kid's like 30 something years old at this point. What took so long? But yeah, I mean, could have used a better gun. But other than that,
what the hell was that gun straight out of the
like
Untouchable circa 1935? What was that?
Yeah. That was definitely a Nazi weapon. Like,
Al Capone wants his gun back, man.
Yeah, that was definitely Hitler's gun. It was definitely
probably, or Chekhov's gun, literally belonged to Chekhov. Where we get the trope from. So we get Peacemaker finally, killing his dad. So that's one part of the equation. And then the team kind of reconvenes. Harcourt becomes the leader now that Murn's gone. It was voted unanimously.
I thought it was
she's the leader.
I misread that.
I knew it was going to be Harcourt.
Right.
Because remember, if you go back to Suicide Squad, he wanted to be the leader. He didn't understand why Bloodsport was made the leader because they did the same thing, right? So it was kind of like the bro upsmanship. But I think that's the main reason why Peacemaker can't be a leader, because it's mentioned that he's unstable. Like, he's too unstable for leadership. So it's like, no, you need someone calm, you need someone focused, and that ain't Peacemaker. Right. So that describes Harcourt just by default, because nobody else really has the mental acumen on this team to be the leader as they go to kill the cow. And the cow. So I'm going to just bluntly say it. And, if any of the kids is watching, viewer discretion is advised. This is the exact words I blurted out. It is like Groot got merged with a cow that got merged with a vagina.
Yeah, what that was.
That was a Groot vagina. And I was thinking, what the fuck is that? Yeah. And again, 2 Chainz, I know in post, you're probably going to be like, what the hell is Damon cursing so much this episode? But I when I'm into something, right, Terrell, I yelp. Like when I'm like really like locked in, and my reactions are typical New Yorker. Whoa, oh shit, So this was that one episode where New York me came out while watching this episode. Maybe because it was just the violence. I don't know.
They undersold what I thought I was going to get. Because usually
I'm going to get a cow.
Right, everything has been literally what they say it is. Every episode. You know what I mean? Like every little mission they've been on, like the gorilla and all that stuff like that. It's literally been what it's been. But this one was like some Men in Black, Space Monster, like you said, a whole multiple vagina thing. They were just milking, like
milking the udders, like
right,
yo,
and screaming for help. I'm like, this is disgusting. So
this looks like Starro. Another Starro situation where it didn't want to be there. They're just milking it for nutrients, because we find out they flew it in from a different dimension via a time machine or like a teleportation device.
Right.
So we're gearing up for a really interesting season finale. I don't know what to think, and I think that's a good thing. I'm going in blind. I like going in blind to these things. I know some people who might have complained about a review saying we don't read the comics. No, we don't. I mean, I don't. I can't speak for you. I don't. I went into this series thinking it's just a standalone series. It's a different continuity. Let it go, man.
This particular character in general doesn't even have that much material to go off from the beginning. Now, because of Cena, now because of Suicide Squad, DC has given more interest, more attention to it. So now it's like more books and stuff are coming out. But before, this character was barely even used. Like, you might have a couple books. I think Vigilante has more than Peacemaker. You know what I mean? But there's really nothing to go off. This is all original material. So
yeah. I'm not going to make any proclamations or any like, oh, what's going to happen. I'm just going to let it play.
Nobody knows. Like I said, this is all original for an original for potential. Excuse me, potential universe is about to get reset with Flashpoint. So we'll see.
Everybody keeps forgetting about Flashpoint. It's the
year.
ultimate get your shit in before we reset everything.
Yeah, that sucks, man. And it sucks because I really think about what if the clock was turned back and we got James Gunn originally working on some, not like the helm of the DC stuff, but like just like the obscure stuff like this. If he had touched that Suicide Squad originally, how much different would the universe of this DC extended stuff be now? Because I'm like, this is the first thing we've gotten from that's gotten a spinoff of any of those properties, and you know what I mean, and it's successful. People love it, you know what I mean. So I just think if we had James Gunn back with the original Suicide Squad, how different would this be now? And will we even have to go? Will we still have because we get Batman, Superman, stuff like that? But kind of looks like they're trying to get away from the main three because that's harder to. I won't say it's like they want to put the movie budgets behind those, even though it's a Superman show and stuff on TV, but never Batman for some reason. But I understand.
So off topic, really quick for everybody. So let's have a little bit of opinion here. Talk about Batman, right? This isn't about Peacemaker, real quick, but give it like a minute and a half. Who is the best Batman portrayer in your opinion?
Like you talking about live action?
I'm saying all of it.
Man, honestly, I mean, I got to go Kevin.
Thank you.
If I pick, I mean, he.
Thank you.
That feels like Batman to me, 100%.
Kevin Conroy is the best Batman of all time.
But I feel like animation is a cheat sheet. You know what I mean? Like you could do whatever you want, and it doesn't look silly. You know what I mean? Whereas the live action has to stick within the lines of okay, we have to make this look like it's in reality. And the comic, and that's a big reason why they don't always go with comic accurate costumes, and why they don't always, and why they make changes to, obviously modernize a lot of stuff. But yeah, he's Batman. He's been in like a lot of stuff. So the game, honestly, the movie, show, whatever. So like, that's Batman.
Yeah, and real quick for everybody, like I've been on a Transformers kick recently with my last review for my cartoon review show. So I kept thinking. The original G1 Transformers. There's Peter Cullen, Optimus's voice. There's Frank Welker, Megatron's voice. You can't really cast anybody else because that's messed up if you really want to do that. But in the same vein, casting somebody else for Batman and the Joker beside Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill feels a little weird to me as in hierarchy of voice actors for those particular roles.
Right.
So that's just my opinion. I know this is a Peacemaker review. I just want to throw it out there because I get a lot of debate about who I think the best Batman portrayal is, and I will always say Kevin Conroy, just because just how I pictured Batman in the comics, not the cheesy Silver Age stuff, like the legit gritty Gotham City. Yeah, that the way it's portrayed vocally, that's someone who smokes 3 packs a day, who's freaking exhausted. Like he's just tired and he hates crime.
He has that perfect gravitas to his Batman, and he is a balance between his Wayne and his Batman's.
Exactly. So that's my little 2 cents there. But again, this is Peacemaker. We don't know what's going to happen. We're looking forward to the season finale. Again, one of my OMG moments were the following, just so people know. My man Vigilante damn near blowing himself up. That's one. Yeah. White Dragon punching Eagly out, like literally knocking out Eagly.
Terrible.
Peacemaker killing his dad, and then watching what the cow really is, at the end of like, oh shit. Okay, so those are my OMG oh shit moments. What about you? Were there any OMG?
Yeah, same for me. And Eagly hugging Peacemaker a second time.
And he tried to get the phone. You saw that, right? He tried to catch like a selfie of it. Adebayo sees it and starts freaking out, like, "Oh my god! I saw a Falcon hug a man! Like, holy shit! Like, yeah." So it. You know what? I admit defeat. I admit that this show at first I didn't like.
3 episodes.
3 episodes. So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt from now on. If you recommend a show to me and you say, Damon, just give it 3.
Yeah.
And by episode 3 it'll probably pull me in. If you give me that recommendation, I'll stick it out for 3 episodes just to see. But
Naomi, not so much, but that's different.
No, we're not right there, man. No. That's gonna go to the bottom of the deep blue sea with Samuel Jackson and any other, the Meg Sharks or whatever, what have you. But yeah, debate us in the comments down below here on YouTube. Big Gold Belt Media. I am Damon G. That is Terrell, and we appreciate you joining us for another episode of Peacemaker, and we will see you at the season finale.
Yes.